Well, tubers, tubettes, and the ever-widening circle of crazy people. I am here at the Coffee Bean with my best buddy, Bud Brown.
Cheers.
And the Coffee Bean is home of the most expensive coffee in Dumaguete.
Sure.
Is it not? But it's a nice place. It's a new place. It's on the boulevard. It looks like Disneyland to me in here when you first walk in, all these shops and whatnot. So Bud and I, we're gonna kind of chit-chat a little bit about his future plans, which is to bug out of the Philippines. So can you fill us in?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I'm going to talk to you as opposed to talking to the camera, but I'm going to talk with you because I think you're quite a bit more handsome than the camera. So
We're in trouble already. See, this is what happens. You ask him a question, goes off on something or something else. Oh my God. Strap in, this is going to take a while.
yeah, you might better put a stopwatch.
Buckle up, boys and girls, or bail out now.
Yeah,
One of
now
the two.
when I was 16, we've been here, well, let me start not the very beginning,
Oh,
but
thank God.
Yeah, when I first moved here, and I really enjoyed it, you know, and all my videos said, man, I'm here forever, and that was my plan. But Gloria kind of squawked because she's been, you know, in the States so long, 40 years, and so little things bugged her about traffic and can't get things done as quickly as she wanted to, and so I just said, well, you're just going to have to get used to that, lady. Yeah. So after a while, and she talks with my son and daughter who live in California, and my daughter she's a Navy corpsman, which is kind of like a nurse in the military, and one of her jobs was to visit homebound people, and she said this has just happened within the past couple of years. She said she would go there and she would feel so sorry for them because the children would never visit, no relatives, they were just lonesome, and she said, man, she thought about her mom and dad, and we're a kind of a tight-knit family, you know, just Gloria, myself, and our two children, boy and girl, so just a little four-unit group. So, and we would go home, or we would go to California and visit them every year when we first got here, because the Polyglot visa allows you to go and come back.
Okay.
So we did that for like 3 years.
Okay.
And then, of course, as you know, COVID hit.
Good old COVID.
And we couldn't get out. And then it seemed like, I don't know, just time flew by. And so here we are 8 years later.
Yeah.
And we talk with our son and daughter maybe twice a week. So Tammy was saying, Dad, I know you like to travel, but I have a place here, and don't worry about bills, don't worry about any payments. We want you guys to come home, and Dad, you can travel anytime you want, because she knows me. You know?
Yeah.
And she said you can get out, you can travel, and but Mom, Mom's a homebody, Gloria. And so I said to myself, I'm going to allow just a little bitty possibility, just for fun. So as the months go by and as we talk, I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe that wouldn't be too bad. But then I got to thinking, well, 2 women in 1 kitchen, normally that's not a good combination. So I suggested to Tammy, I said, you know, we lived in Mexico for 2 years. You're right there in San Diego. Maybe we could just, you know, live across the border there. She said, yeah, that'd be great. So we lived in Ensenada, Baja California for a year, and then deeper for another year. So she said, you know, I'm going to go there. I have some friends that live there. So, and by the way, as I'm thinking of it, there was a fellow, I don't know if you knew him, his name was Bob
Oh, I know
Yeah,
Bob.
there's only one Bob here. You probably know him.
Who doesn't?
So he moved to Mexico, and then Gloria just told me yesterday he's in Baja California. I got his email address. I'm gonna try to hook up with him. But anyway, so the past 6 months or so, I'm saying, maybe that would be cool. And although I love it here in the Philippines, there is what I call the pebble in the shoe concept, which is kind of, little irritations in themselves, each one in themselves is not a big deal.
Correct.
Like out of stock.
Out of stock. Brownouts,
Yeah.
which we
brown
both
out.
experienced this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah. Traffic,
So, traffic.
smog, stray dogs.
Yeah, you've got a lot of pebbles I see that collected over
Yeah.
the years.
About to snap.
So I thought, we're never going to get away. And I'm not so ignorant that we're going to get away from any problems. I know that.
No.
But maybe different kinds of problems.
Well, you struck a chord with me because our conversation prior to doing this video was that I too was stuck here. It was 5 years before I could get home. And I had taken a couple of trips the first couple, 3 years. My next trip was going to be America, and then I was delayed by damn near 3 years, 2 years or whatever, 2.5, whatever, to get home. And finally got home and got to see the family and the kids and my father and take care of some business and do this and do that. And I thought, man, I would like to do this more often. And now that the restrictions are lifted, that's better. But I've also been thinking about long-term plans for myself. There is going to come a time where there's going to be health issues and there's going to be necessities to be closer to better medical care, more affordability, family. And so we've worked on a number of things, which is a passport for May and this and that and the other. It's also very easy to get a Filipina, or easier to get a Filipina into Mexico than it is to America. So I'm starting to float that idea of her and I going to Mexico and giving it a test run, if you will, and maybe set up camp there for a couple, 3 months and see how we like it. Now you've lived there before. Do you find that the cost of living and all that is pretty much the same as here? Or?
Now that's been a while.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's hard
10
to tell
years.
these days,
It's hard
right?
to tell with inflation.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It
It was.
just about the same.
Okay.
We were paying rent for about $200, $250, for a 2-bedroom house. Not an apartment, but it's a house. And but they had a Costco, they had Walmart, and the conveniences of the States without the high cost at that time. So we'll have to see how it goes. But so our plan is next year, and the reason, and I may have told you this before, the reason I'm giving everybody a long-term notice that we're thinking about it, because if I were to leave fairly abruptly within a week or so, oh boy, did you hear about Bud Brown? He had to leave quick.
Oh yeah. They were hot on East Trail, wherever they are.
So I'm giving everybody, plenty of notice. That's our plan. So we were going to stay with our children for, I'm thinking, I don't know how long we're going to, well, I can handle it, but, the 2 women, maybe a month. We'll see.
So you're figuring a month with the kids.
Month with the kids.
And then bug down to Baja or so.
Down to Baja,
Set up camp there, see how it works.
See
if it's affordable. If not, I guess the option, since you guys have got, it's so easy to get back and forth, you could always come back to the Philippines.
That was the main backup plan, my permanent resident.
God bless you.
All the tourists get in this big long line, Filipino citizens and permanent residents, just go on through here. No problem. Okay, that's me.
Cool.
So,
So it boils down basically just to economics, and plane flights and
plus, the social. The Mexicans, I don't know, some people don't care for them, but I grew up around Mexican California, and the farm workers, the children were mainly my students, the children of the farm workers. And so they have a very congenial and culture is very similar to the Philippines in many ways.
When I got here, one of my impressions within 24 hours was I said, this reminds me a lot of Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, I hadn't spent a lot of time in Mexico, you know, 3 or 4 days here and 3 or 4 days there.
Yeah.
But just the way that people looked,
Yeah.
the appearance of the buildings and the
Well,
infrastructure
it is a
and all that.
Catholic, you know.
Yeah, Catholic.
So that's a big one.
I saw a lot of similarities there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think it's a fairly easy assimilation
Yeah.
from here to there and vice versa. Do you see burnout ever with guys over here?
Well, the thing is with burnout, I do. Now, burnout kind of indicates a long term.
Yes, yeah.
So there's a short term,
Uh-huh.
and then there's a long term.
I agree.
burnout.
I agree.
Short term, I think within a month, people will decide whether they want to be here. I've known 3 in particular fellas that within a month, one guy within 2 weeks said, man, the Philippines is not for me, too hot. I don't understand so much. So he was gone. The other fellow was about 2 months, and he said, no, this is not for me. Fine.
I applaud those guys. I applaud those guys. Because they came over, they tried it, they kicked the can,
Right.
they kicked a few tires is what I mean.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
they looked around, they saw, they felt, they smelt, they touched,
Yeah.
and they said, nah, this isn't me.
Sure.
And it's like, there's no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
It's not
Doesn't hurt
paradise.
feelings at all.
That word
No.
gets kicked around so much, paradise. Well, one man's
Yeah.
paradise is another man's,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I applaud those guys.
Yeah.
I also heard about a guy before that I never saw when I first moved into my first apartment that had been here, bought a motorcycle, bought a bunch of furniture,
Oh, boy.
bought this, bought that, and he bailed out within 2 weeks and just left all the stuff for the landlord. He said, I don't like it. So away he went. I think that though, we were talking before previous conversations about the 5-year deal. And
Yeah.
over about 5 years
Yeah.
seems to be the tipping point
Seems
for
to be.
that's if you're going to put a long-term definition on it. I think the guys that on the long-term plan, and they're in the minority,
Yeah.
but they hit that 5-year point, and it's just like I can't take any more pebbles
Yeah.
in the shoes,
Yeah.
as you put it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm burnt out on going to the store and
Yeah.
not being able to buy bologna or whatever they're looking for. You know?
Bologna sandwich.
Or it just comes to a tipping point,
Yeah.
and it's a bunch of little things that grow up. There's also guys that come over here, and unfortunately, they jump into a relationship possibly,
Yeah.
and they act a little too quickly. The relationship turns toxic.
Yeah.
It ends up costing them a lot of money,
Yeah.
and they kind of have to go home with the tail between their legs and regroup, you know,
Yeah.
or just get out of Dodge. And again, you know, no disrespect, they're just trying to better their lives and unfortunately made some poor decisions,
Yeah.
as we all have.
Yeah.
And I see those guys leaving for greener pastures also.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, though, the guys that we associate with are pretty much lifers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this to me feels
Yeah.
like home. I get that build up also of pebbles in the shoes, as you put it.
Yeah.
And I found the cure for me is just to bug out of the country at least once a year
There you
and go somewhere. Go
Yeah.
to Thailand. I got that scheduled for September. Do some medical stuff while I'm over there and see some friends, come back. And every time I've left 3 times now. 3 weeks is about my maximum.
Yeah.
And I miss the people. Not just
Yeah.
baby May,
Yeah.
but I miss the vibe,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
of the people, the warmth of the
Yeah.
people, the friendliness of the people.
Yeah.
Go to America, there's a different vibe. Go to Indonesia, where I've been, different vibe. Vietnam, totally different vibe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're not mean, they're not angry, they're
Yeah.
not this, they're not
Yeah.
that, but there's just that smile factor that
Yeah.
you get here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I've come to realize that there's Filipinos all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Chinese restaurant. You know, no matter where, what city you're in, there's going to be a Chinese restaurant. And then I realized that because of the overseas workers, there's Filipinos, so no matter where I go, I'm with family.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And in Mexico, you're going to find a Filipino
yeah,
community.
No doubt I will.
Now, Gloria, real quick, doesn't she prefer, or did I misunderstand? Does she prefer Mexico to the Philippines? Or is there no, not really?
The States is what she.
The States is what
But
it is.
I will
Okay.
say this. I think, and of course, no matter what I say, unless she sees it with her own eyes and hears it with her own ears, that America may not be the same as when she left it 10 years ago. But I can't say anything, and I'm a red-blooded American,
Me
of
too.
course,
Me too.
and I love America.
You served
but
your
I
country.
think when she goes back, she may not, because you can't step in the same place in the river twice or however that goes.
Right.
Time has gone by. It's been 10 years. So we'll see.
Yeah, I noticed a ton of change when I went back.
Oh.
Primarily the prices, the
Yeah,
inflation
primarily,
thing, the gas and the food and all this. What I remembered it to be was not the same. And so that might hit Gloria also.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, we'll keep track of all this, during, before, and after.
And I'm going to be
Little trip.
vlogging still. No
Yeah,
matter what.
yeah. No matter what, you're going to be in America, you'll vlog. You'll be in
I'll vlog
Mexico,
there,
you'll
I'll
vlog.
Mexico, yeah.
We could do some live streaming together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your timeline is the earliest is like around February or something
February,
like that.
March, yeah.
Now I did have a guy ask me, he had heard you were leaving.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know if it was because that's when your lease was up. But you said your lease is up in like 3 or 4 months.
It's
So
up in September,
So
yeah.
you're just going to go month to month to month.
Yeah.
And then at that point,
Yeah.
you'll make your move.
Yeah.
And right now you're just basically saving up for the plane tickets.
Saving up our money, yeah.
Financial issues.
Of course, it shot our budget with this coffee,
Don't
today,
tell,
so
you're kidding me.
that put us off another couple months.
Yeah, there's a week out the window. I hope we get to keep the cup.
Well, I hope so, yeah. But the atmosphere, look at
I
that
know.
place.
I
This
know.
is perfect.
There's a ton of building going on here. And this is, again, one of the newer places. And one real quick thing is I've noticed is there's a lot more affluent Filipinos that I've noticed frequenting places like this, like the Henry Resort and this place here.
Yeah.
And then May and I went to the Why Not the other day for a pizza or something, and it was filled with Filipinos, and they were ordering all kinds of food and whatnot. And so I think what's associated with foreigners having money is one thing, but there's a pretty healthy middle class out here too that I've noticed.
Yeah.
There's good money out
The
here.
Henry.
Yeah.
Have you done any videos on that? That's a
No,
cool place.
we are going to though. Real quick, I have a friend Jeffrey that's coming out, and he's staying at the Bricks Hotel.
Yeah,
And so I went there yesterday, and I just did a real quick little clip of the room, and I'm going to send it to him. And May and I did a vlog about 3 different hotels that people could stay at, and I said, you know what, May, we need to do 3 more because there's just so many places that have different budgets, different setups. So I think we're going to go to the Bricks. And they welcomed us with open arms this time. Last time they wouldn't let us in because of COVID. They said, well, no, you can't go in because we have to sterilize the room. This was back when we made our original video about hotel rooms. And so we're going to do the Bricks, we're going to do the Henry, and then we'll pick something else. And
Hey, Henry's going to take a few days to fix. It's huge.
I know.
You know?
I've got the nicest subscriber I've had coffee with a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's staying there right now.
Oh,
He's
really?
just loving it.
Nice
Yeah.
place, yeah. I've only been there once, but
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Yeah, Henry's a nice place. It's about $100 a night
Yeah.
for the rooms, but they've got all the restaurants and
Yeah,
whatnot there.
yeah,
Beautiful pool,
Yeah.
nice setup. So I think Dumaguete has come a long way
Yeah.
in the 5 years I've lived here. You've
Yeah.
seen a million changes too, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you another place that I keep forgetting about that I keep wanting to go have coffee. Essentia Hotel. Have you
Yeah,
been there?
yeah.
That's
I
a
went in.
nice place.
I got my wires crossed. I thought I was meeting somebody at the Essentia,
Yeah.
and I went in there, and it turned out that they were over at Ground Zero. I didn't get the memo,
Oh,
but I went in there, and it looked like they had a nice little restaurant.
it's a nice little restaurant. And the
So maybe
coffee's-
we'll vlog there. Maybe we'll see
There
if
you
they'll
go.
let us do it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So we got completely off kelter here,
Yeah,
and
man.
off track, of course.
As usual.
As usual. We started off talking about you going to Mexico, and now we're talking about coffee and hotels. But hey, that's how the old dog channel rolls.
That's how it goes.
All right, so
All right.
we'll be looking forward to hearing from Bud as usual on his channel. And we're also going to be looking forward to what happens when he moves to or transitions over to America and then to Mexico. And he really put kind of a bug in my ear about using Mexico as a jumping point in my latter years as I get older and less ambulatory and unable to, feed myself. That might be a good place to go so I can be close to medical and all that kind of stuff.
And you like Mexican food?
I love
too,
Mexican food.
There you go.
I love Mexican food.
There you go.
All right, any final words of wisdom before we sign off here?
I hope everybody has a great day and enjoy yourself no matter where you. You know what, too, and I'm thinking, enjoying every minute because I know that, the future is going to be in another place. I'm really enjoying every day because one day this will just be a memory. People
Yes.
remember when we were in the coffee bean,
Yeah.
and we were having coffee,
Yeah.
and you were complaining about the price of coffee all the time,
Right. Right.
And that was good memories.
Yeah. I had a guy tell me something that was very poignant. I was interviewing a guy named Buzz, and I asked him, I said, so what do you got planned for the future? And he looked me in the blues and he says, Paul, at our age, the future is now.
There you go. Well said, my friend. Well said.
So we will see you in the future.
Take care.